Ignore them once and watch their real intentions. Have you ever noticed something strange? The more you give attention to people, the more they start taking you for granted. But the moment you pull back even a little, they suddenly start noticing you more. It sounds unfair, but it's real. There's a hidden psychological trigger that controls how people value you, and almost nobody talks about it. What if I told you, just ignoring someone once at the right moment can completely change how they see you? Not forever, not aggressively, just one small shift in your behavior. If you do it the wrong way, you'll push them away instead of pulling them closer. So the question is, when exactly should you ignore, and why does it work so powerfully? Think about this. You message someone, and they reply instantly. At first, it feels good, right? But after a while, something changes. You start replying slower. You don't feel the same urgency anymore. And without realizing it, their value in your mind starts dropping. Now flip the situation. Imagine someone who doesn't always reply fast. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. Suddenly, your mind starts asking questions. Why didn't they reply yet? Are they busy or ignoring me? And just like that, you start thinking about them more than before. This is not love, not attraction. This is pure human psychology. Your brain is wired to chase what feels slightly out of reach. Ignoring doesn't always work. Sometimes it completely backfires and makes you look immature or rude. So what's the difference between being ignored, that creates attraction, and being ignored, that pushes people away? They think ignoring means acting cold, not replying for days, pretending they don't care. But the truth is, forced ignoring actually destroys your value, because people can feel it. It starts looking like a game, or worse, desperation hidden behind silence. And when that happens, instead of chasing you, they slowly lose respect. So what actually works? It's something much more subtle. It's not about ignoring the person. It's about not being instantly available all the time. There's a huge difference. One feels like rejection, the other feels like mystery. And mystery is what keeps people thinking about you. But here's the real question. How do you create that perfect moment where your silence feels powerful, not painful? Because timing is everything. Ignoring only works at one specific moment, and if you miss it, the whole effect is gone. That moment is when they are expecting your attention the most, not when they don't care, not when they're already distant, but exactly when they are used to you being there. For example, you always reply fast, you always agree, you're always available, and then suddenly, just once, you don't show up the same way. No drama, no explanation, just a small shift. That's when their mind gets triggered. Wait, what changed? Why are they different suddenly? And just like that, their attention shifts towards you, because humans don't react to consistency. They react to change. If you overdo this, or use it again and again, it completely loses its power. So how do you use this one-time ignore in a way that actually makes people respect and value you more, without looking fake or manipulative? The real power is not in ignoring people. It's in having a life that doesn't revolve around them. That's the secret. When you're busy improving yourself, focused on your goals, and genuinely not available all the time, your silence doesn't feel fake. It feels real and valuable, because people can sense the difference. One comes from strategy, the other comes from self-worth. And self-worth is what creates real attraction and respect. So the trick is simple. Don't ignore to get attention. Be engaged in something bigger than attention. When you do that, you won't need to play games. Your time becomes limited. Your presence becomes rare. And naturally, people start valuing you more. Because in psychology, what's always available is often ignored, but what's limited is always desired. And that's how ignoring once works, not as a trick, but as a reflection of your value. If you understood this, you'll never chase attention again. If this changed the way you see people, imagine what the next video will do to your mindset. So subscribe now, because the next insight might be the one that puts you ahead of everyone else. See you soon.